Hello everyone, this is Willie. Welcome back, or rather, welcome to this live. I'm just sharing with you guys a quick one. First and foremost, today is the cutoff for Penrose check for balloting. Okay, it's up to 10 p.m. So if you are already planning to um, go for the balloting, okay, don't miss this out. It's until 10 p.m. Yeah, I just checked. So we have been collecting a few checks, and then we just hope for the best. We hope that our buyers can get a pretty good ballot number comes balloting day. So if you haven't and you plan to, don't miss out. Can check in with us, and then we can help you do the submission ASAP. Is by tonight 10 p.m. Okay. And in fact, my colleague Kevin will be sharing the next, which is the best 4 bedroom to look out for. He has done a few from 1, 2, 3 bedrooms in the past week or so. If you have missed it, you can check our Facebook group. Okay. Some of you are not in the group. Okay, but if you like to join into this Facebook group, right, just PM me myself or on any of our channels. Right now we have a few channels. Basically, I'm sharing this FOC, okay, to everyone who is interested to become a landlord, who's interested to rent apartment in Singapore. If you are first time, okay, this is something I would think will benefit you. Okay, so without further ado, my topic today is a quick introduction to the letter of intent. So in short, we always call it LOI. Okay, so if you have heard it, if you are a seasoned landlord, I'm sure you have heard it many times. You know what is the purpose of having it and how it looks like. Okay, just to benefit the rest who are seeing or hearing this for the first time, right? Especially now, I mean, in fact, I recently have a few, new visitors from overseas. Okay, tenants who come to Singapore first time, they finish their SHN, and immediately the day they finish, they immediately come down and see my apartment. um, uh, yeah, and in fact, a few of them miss out some of my very good deals. Really, very good apartment at this condo, very good price, but they just didn't commit. I mean, it's fair, right? They come to a foreign place for the first time. They've seen my apartment, the first apartment they saw. It's very unlikely they're going to commit. But anyway, just to familiarize themselves or with these new tenants or even new landlords yourself, okay, you might want to just take note of this document we call the letter of intent. So I have a template here, right? Okay, so let me just wait. I just put in this template. Okay, can you all see? Okay, this is called the letter of intent. This is just a template. There is no standard so-called template. Okay, every agencies out there will have their own template, but in a nutshell, it is pretty much more or less, okay, quite similar. So I've blow it up. Okay, as you can see here, okay, what the letter of intent purpose here is. Okay, wow, I thought I just show my face. Okay, the purpose of the intent. Okay, when someone want to rent this apartment. Okay, this tenant wants to rent this apartment. Okay, what he will have to produce to the landlord first and foremost is this letter of intent, and with it, it will comes with his name, the price agreed, the duration of the lease. Okay, all this information will be the basic information will be stated inside. Okay, and of course, this letter is addressed to landlord or landlords. Okay, so you also have to include all the landlord's name. So just a note for the tenants, right? Okay, obviously, every time you want to rent an apartment, you want to make sure you're renting to the right and rightful owners. Correct? Makes sense, right? So of course, how do you do that? You must always ask from the agent the ownership proof of the apartment. So in Singapore, that's the beauty. Okay, it's very easy to get this information from government websites, from the property tax. There is a third party, third party confirmation that because the owners will have to pay property tax, so their names, their registered names will all be able to be found from IRA's website, okay, at a very small cost. Okay, another website will be SLA .gov.sg. That's the InLease website. Okay, that's because we use them very often, so we're very familiar. But just to this is just a note, okay? This is just to make sure when you before you sign anything, you know, from the start of the LOI, make sure you ask from the agent, okay, this little bit of information which may prove crucial, okay, during this whole documentation process. So I'm just going to touch on LI quickly. Where was I just now? Okay, I digress. Okay, anyway, so first and foremost, you include all this information: your name, the price agreed, the duration of the lease. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so you can see some of the information. Okay, the deposit, as you can. Okay, my screen is a bit small. Sorry, I just open it up here. Okay, so you can see the term, okay, duration of the lease, okay, the monthly rental, the security deposit. So as a market practice, 1 year lease we usually collect 1 month deposit. Okay, 2 years lease we'll collect 2 months. Okay, for the from the tenant to the landlord. Okay, so some of the common, okay, like stamp fees. Okay, stamp fees again is borne by the tenant all the time. Okay, of course, nothing is cast in stone. Everything is negotiable. If you can manage to get the landlord to bear all these miscellaneous fees, right, by all means. Okay, but this is just like a template. I'm showing you guys what we practice 99% of the time. Okay, utilities borne by the tenant. Again, this is not cast in stone. It's in a template. So just to let everyone know that this is a common practice. Telecommunication refers to the cable TV, the internet, etc. Okay. So one of the key things about the immigration requirements when you submit this form, to the landlord, okay, it must comes with also your copies of your EP, whether it's an EP, whether it's your NRIC or whatever identification pass you are given to be legally allowed in Singapore. Okay, these passes must be made copies front and back, including one more crucial thing: your passport. If you're a foreigner, your passport. Okay, a copy of your passport. Please make a copy, submit together with this letter of intent. And last but not least, of course, the deposit amount, which is the money lah, the money you must pay. So because I have tenants coming to me and ask me, can the landlord sign first? Excuse me. Can the landlord sign first? And when they sign, then I pay them. No, okay, no landlord will sign anything for you if you just give them a piece of paper and copies of your passes without any money. Okay, the money is your consideration. Excuse me. The money is your consideration to rent his apartment. That is the deposit. And in a way, when he received the deposit, it goes to show that this unit is not going to rent out to anybody else. Okay, so the purpose of the LI here is to really help or rather protect both sides, such that you can you can be sure that you are dealing with the rightful person, number one. Number two, you have placed a deposit and therefore the landlord is not supposed to rent it or accept another deposit. But of course, in the event that the landlord has received the deposit and decided to take another higher offer, okay, you know what landlords can do. I'm not teaching you, I'm not saying this is a good thing to do or bad thing to do. I'm just saying in the event that they get a higher offer, a better offer, they can always return the first deposit away without signing anything. I mean, let's put it this way: there's no how to say case for the tenant to pursue this. Okay, but as much as possible, this is the proper procedure that a tenant should, you know, make sure that the documentation is in place, the passes, the IOI, the deposit, all three must be in place to the landlord. Let me drink some water first. And moving on, the LOI, right, will include a list of tenants' requirements. For example, they want to move out, they want all the furniture to be moved out, or they want additional furniture to be provided by the landlord, or they want a new coat of paint, or they want to hang chandeliers, okay, whatsoever. So there's a list, okay. You can also just rent it partial without furniture, is fine. Then there will also be probably like a simple requirement, like say make sure the place is properly clean, make sure the aircon units are serviced at least once before the tenant moves in. So these are just some of the requirements, common requirements that a tenant will have. So this, just take note, okay. Moving on, these are just additional, like, like but it appears in some LOIs, but it's not in all LOIs, okay. It's basically mentioned about commission paid to the agent and all that. It doesn't concern the tenant, so to say, because usually the landlord pays the commission to the agent who brings in the tenant. So this is just, again, additional information for the tenant. You would usually not, no need to pay for commission, unless, of course, today you come to Singapore first time, you are totally unfamiliar, you don't know anybody, and you want to engage someone's help, agent's help, to source and to deal with this documentation. Of course, it's only rightful that you remunerate this person's time and effort, okay. So it is also possible that sometimes, if you, let's say you are renting for 1 year, usually you will have to pay commission to the agent, to your representing agent. But in the case if you are renting for 2 years, okay, usually your representing agent, the tenant's agent, will share the commission with the lister, the listing agent. Okay, is it confusing so far? I promise it will be quite simple, but actually it's not that complicated lah. It's just, it takes a bit of you know thought process of how each step will happen, and it's quite straightforward. Okay, so make sure the letter is signed. Okay, over here will be the representing agent of yours, or if not, there is no representing agent for you, this will be signed by the listing agent as a letter presented to the landlord. Okay, so here are all the signatories requirements. So that's all for LOI. If you would like to find out how it leads to a tenancy agreement, we will follow up with more videos on this. Is not the end, by the way. This is not the actual agreement to renting a house. This is just a LOI, because after the LOI, subjected to the fully signed tenancy agreement afterwards, okay, these two will be in effect. But in the event, say, and by the way, this LOI has a validity date. This date is decided. There's no fixed duration to how long this LOI is supposed to be valid. Okay, it can last from 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, or even 10 days. Okay, as long as both parties are agreeable. What is this validity duration for? Is for both parties to go through the next step, which is called the tenancy agreement. They will need to, which is the full agreement of the tenancy, the rental. They will need to go through every clause and to agree, that every clause, every covenant by the tenant and the landlord is agreeable. Okay, and that will take some time. Maybe sometime there will be some changes, some disagreement in the clauses and all that, and then but usually it is not like deal breakers clauses. It's quite common covenants expected of both parties. Okay, but it's really just for both to really read through, to know what they are signing themselves into, and therefore we have this expiration date. And in the event that this date is crossed and the tenancy agreement is not signed for reasons that I'm not going to cover over here, but valid reasons, then the deposit will be returned from the landlord to the tenant, and it's stated clearly in the LOI as well. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm sharing this video for both landlord and tenant, so it's quite different perspective. Landlords, okay, just take note. What you really need to take note is this person who's going to rent from you, you don't know him, right? So of course, please make sure that passes are valid, valid, and not just with a copy. You need to check that it is with the ICA app. There is an app now that you can just scan immediately. The validity of the pass will be shown. So it's very easy and very useful. Last time they used to put the date on the pass itself. So once you look at the pass, right? Oh, you can see that the validity date is until when. Okay. But now you can use your phone, just scan the QR code on the EP pass, on the whatever pass that they're holding. Then you come out with like a I don't know what you call it, like it just pops out their information, and they will show you exactly until when the pass is valid or when it expires. Okay, so this is very, very important, because I have another topic I want to cover. I cannot say so much in one video, already 15 minutes. Okay, I want to cover another part, which is called the checklist for ICA compliance. It's something that just started in August, if I'm not wrong, early August. A lot of us, practitioner like myself, we are still a bit new to this new checklist for the purpose of making sure not just having the soft copy, not just having the screenshots or copies. Last time we always just screenshot of the EP and the passport. No, now you need to see the physical hard copies of the passes and the passport. Okay, this is a requirement from government. Not we want to do this. But it's something that even seasoned landlord will be quite new to, because it just started like last month. So landlords, these are some of the, I would say, immediate things you would want to take note. Don't talk about tenancy agreement yet. These are the first few things: passes, LOI, and the deposit. So the deposit can be paid in the form of a check, or very commonly by bank transfer. I don't know. I mean, seldom now. Maybe some corporate leases, some banks, some big companies, they still issue check from their accounts as the deposit. Still possible, but as individuals, usually they will do a bank transfer to the landlord. Okay, so for landlord, so for tenants, okay, again I summarize. For tenants, it's okay if you do have a representing agent, okay, but just make sure that you're dealing with the right people by asking for the ownership proof. Ownership proof from whether it comes from IRAS, because they'll always pay property tax annually, right? So they will always have this bill, or basically just go to IRAS website and just pay like $2.50, and then you can retrieve the information. And that's the good thing about Singapore. Information is very freely available at a small cost. Yeah. Okay, so that's all about for this letter of intent. Moving on, I will touch on the tenancy agreement in a summary, so that these two things can come together. Because if you just have the LOI, it's not sufficient. Okay, it's not the whole documentation for a rental lease. It must be accompanied with a tenancy agreement, which I will share further. So if you have any questions about renting in Singapore, renting out, okay, to tenants and all that, right? If you're looking to buy new launches to start your investment portfolio, right? Don't be shy. Just throw us the questions here, and we'll do our best to answer them, so that you will know what to expect, and what kind of experience lah. Sometimes you get people that can help you take care of the house. Sometimes not so much. And then what happens when you take back the house is not up to your expectation. And then what happens to the deposit when the house is not kept well? So many questions out there that, if you really want to be an investor in property as a landlord, right, do take note. Okay, so that's all for me, and tune in 7 p.m. to the last 10 rows video we have for you. Not the last one, but it's the one that we're going to talk about, which is the best 4-bedroom stack to look out for. 7 p.m. join us later. Why my screen so small? Oh, no lah. Just because this document is very important, I want to make sure everyone can see it clearly. If I put my face bigger, then people see my face, no use, ma. Oh, okay, so that's all for now. I will see you in the next video. Bye.